I don't know, man. I feel like the girl. I just finished looking at the interview on them finding love on Pop the Balloon. On Pop the Balloon or Find Love. The last interview just today. I just literally looked at the interview, and it was a light skinned girl, and the both of them like they was lighter, but they lived in the same hometown. And I heard the woman say, "Well, every time I would tell him that right now I'm busy and I'm this and that, he would always hit me with another question and saying this and that and the third. Look, let's just cut to the chase. That girl was not interested in that guy. Because if you really interested in somebody, they ain't gonna have to, you ain't gonna, it's just not gonna be all of that squabbling like that. It's not, with no shadow of a doubt in it. When you two, she just, the bottom line is, let's just tell the truth. The woman not interested. That's the title of this video here. She was not interested in the man. She was not interested in the man. She was not interested in that man. From the vibes I got from her and from his vibes when I was watching the video, she seemed like she was more of a more, I'm gonna say more of an asshole, because she used her work as a manipulation of power. Look, the bottom line is if you interested in somebody, you interested for the most part. If you interested in somebody, you interested in them. It doesn't matter what time they call you. If you truly and truly love them, you're gonna battle it out. You ain't gonna have to take a second guess. It's almost like doing something. If you really, really and truly love doing something, or if you really want something and it's a high price and you really want it bad enough, you ain't gonna stop until you can makes a way to get it. Something that you really like and you really want to buy it and spend money on, you gonna do it. You don't care what it takes. The bottom line is, she wasn't interested in that man. That's it. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. The woman was not interested in that man. No, I don't care what nobody say. That woman was not interested in that man. You can see how she was talking. It sounded like to me that it wasn't, he wasn't what she was looking for, and probably thought he had something that she thought, or he looked at or talked a certain way. She found out he didn't have it. So she just, in essence, just made an excuse to say, well, use that manipulation. Or, well, every time I would tell him I'm busy. Look, somebody that, of course, we're gonna be busy. We all are busy, but we make time for what we want to make time for. That's just the bottom line. If I'm truly into somebody, if I'm really really into them, and I really like I catch feelings for that person. If I catch feelings for that person, you believe you me, I'm gonna make some time for that person. If we on the same page, when somebody's for you, you gonna know it. Y'all just gonna naturally connect. It's just gonna be that. You ain't gonna have to be doing all this extra this and that. Well, if I call at this time, she gonna say she busy and this and that. If something is for you, you ain't got to beg for it and run it down. You don't have to do that. You gonna know it, because if they interested in you, they gonna make time. Oh yeah, they gonna make some time, because everything takes time. It takes time to get you a glass of water and drink it. You, if your ass is thirsty, is you gonna make an excuse for it is not to put some water? No, you ain't gonna say I ain't got time. You gonna make some kind of sacrifice for the for on average is to put some water or something in your system. Just like I love making videos. Even when I was working on job, when I used to was working on job, I still made time to make videos because that's something that I love doing. I like doing that. So people they can cut this bullshit talking about well he wouldn't take no every time I would tell him I'm busy and would complete a conversation. He always basically looked like he tried to conjure up another conversation. I told him I had to go and all that kind of stuff. You would talk if you really trying to be with this guy or be with this person. You would be like, well, okay, I tell you what, we can work on that. I see where he's in this area. I'm really into this guy, but let's see what we can. We both have weaknesses, and a relationship is just not going to be. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be you of course you're gonna be a little different on some things, but you're gonna come together and work on those things together. You know what I mean? You're gonna come together. You're gonna work on those things together. That's basically how you do it. Yeah. I just think that he was a little bit more genuine, in my honest opinion. That's just my honest opinion. And she just gave off the vibes like, well, he ain't meeting my expectations. So if he call, I'm just gonna tell him I'm busy and I'm gonna make up my own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So that's all I have to say on this subject for right now. But she was not interested in the man. She was not interested in the man. That's the video time. She wasn't interested in him. You can look at her face and tell. Yeah. You can pretty much look at her face, the way she was speaking in that video, you can tell. Because if she really, 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 really truly was into him like that, it wouldn't be complicated. It would be very simple. Because when you really, really wanna work with somebody, you're gonna make it known. Yeah, she wasn't into him. Just like you can tell if a man ain't into a woman. He gonna go off and he gonna stay off a couple of days. He ain't gonna come home after for a while. If he come home, go to work and come straight home and come straight home like he say, that's a sign of loyalty. He's really into you. Yeah, yeah. I guess I'm speaking from experience. If somebody's loyal to you, whatever it is, it ain't gonna be no hesitant in wanting to be there for you. Just like I can, if somebody you can tell pretty much when somebody is into me. I can pretty much tell. You can pretty much tell when somebody's into you. That's like if somebody say, "Well, look, I'm going down here to the corner store. Can you come go with me?" And they always ask you to go places with them and stuff. They may look at it and say, what you like? You like that? You like this?" They'll start like taking interest in asking you what you like. You know what you like. Do you like this or do you like that? Just take you and just do you know right away. They making it known in so many words that hey, you know that's how. Like somebody may ask me, what when you interested in somebody like me, they may ask if you interested in somebody, what kind of signs do you show up? Oh, let's see here. The main sign that'll show up for me Um, it'll be something real simple, like, you okay? You don't have to sleep in your car. You can sleep right in here on the sofa or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm into somebody, I don't think I ever talked on a topic like this. Yeah, but mine to be straight to the point, and I'll keep doing that, or maybe I'll get up and I'll say, I'm fixing breakfast or something like that. You want some breakfast or something like that? Or I'll say something like that, or I'll just cook and say, they got some food in there you can eat with. If you need to take a bath, if you need to do this, you need to do that. And I say, well, I'm going down here to the market. Um, you want something or something like that? Is it anything in here if you go, you see something you want, you get it. Like little stuff like that. If I'm, you know what I'm saying? Uh, I will probably like if I'm into them too. Another way, if I'm into somebody, if I get a good vibe from them, and they say, "Hey, I'm going down here. I want you to come walk with me down here to such and such place." Uh, I would probably wouldn't ask no question, but I probably would follow the lead. I would basically just go out your way, be cooking for them and stuff like that. Yeah, I would do stuff like that if you're interested in somebody. If you got small flaws and you trying to work on your flaws, and you say, well, I'm not perfect, I'm trying to get there, she'll say something simple, well, that's all right. We all have fault. We all got things we trying to work on and stuff. Or they may say, that's one thing I like about you. I like being around you is because I know that I have faults. I can grow, and we both can grow together. I feel like we can be a good team or something like that together or something like that. You know what I mean? Those vibes will let me know that that person is simple vibes like that. Um, or they may say, well, let's go down here. I want to find out your favorite. What they may say, what is your favorite flavor? I'm talking about they may ask you, what's your favorite flavor? What's your favorite food you like? Okay. They'll say something like that. What's your favorite food? Or they may say, I want you to try this. I want you to try that. Um, yeah, but into being into somebody, it's very you gonna know it. And another way you gonna know somebody, two people is interested in each other, they communicate all the time. She may say, well, look, I tell you what, I'm busy doing work right now, but I'm gonna be off in about seven, such, and we're gonna chop it up. Just give me time or whatever. But I in the meantime, I'll try to slip and just give you a few seconds call or text you or whatever, just to let you know, just to what I mean. They're gonna find a way to get a message over to you so you won't be doubtful about your relationship getting involved with them. You know? Yeah, that's how they'll do. It, they'll say, what if you say, is so and so there, she'll say, well, I tell you what, right now I can't talk right now, but I'll be off at this time here, and we definitely gonna get it in, because I got some stuff I want to talk to you about. Anyway, some interesting stuff that's gonna make you you gonna laugh at this here when I sit down. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be trying to brush him off like, well, every time I would say that I'm busy, he would always try to say, she probably would have said, if she was really interested in this guy, she probably would have said something like, he is so funny. Every time I tell him, like, if I say, okay, I'm busy or whatever, or something like that, and it makes me laugh. It's really funny. And overall, of course, I mean, things happen or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I'm interested in him, and it doesn't matter how he called me or whatever. I just, you know how you can be real busy, but you're gonna feel that vibe. They're gonna make it known to you that they still interested in you. You just gonna feel it, and you're gonna pick it up. Even if they tell you it's a certain type of tone, they're gonna talk to you in. You're gonna automatically know that they really is still into you, even though they're busy at that moment. They'll say, oh, I'm glad you called. Wow, man, I hate that I'm caught up. I tell you what, I'm gonna be off in about a few hours. We're gonna hit each other back up. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we got some talking, some catching up to do. What type of food do you like? I bring that along with me once I get off, and they'll say stuff like, they'll get around that, like, oh, hey, we can work on that, patience and stuff like that, because I realize that a relationship takes a lot of time and stuff like that. Even though I'm working and he called me in the middle of a work schedule or whatever, but that's all right. We'll work with it. I just have to. We can. In this moment, I just can't speak right now. But believe you me, when I'm done with this here, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna know it. It's a certain type of. It's a certain type of vibe you're gonna pick up in the voice. Oh, she's still into me. Just like the man. If the man is really into the woman, she gonna pick the vibe up. It's just something about the situation, the vibes. He gonna know without a shadow of a doubt. He gonna be like, man, I think she really trying to get to know me. So I'm gonna go ahead on. I'm gonna close this video out, but y'all see the name. She was not interested in the man. So I'll come back and I'll do another part. I'll do another part too.